It is Saturday, September 7th, 5:33 p.m. Jim just came inside to tell me that there's a leaf in my chair on the back porch. He said, but it might just be a leaf in your chair. And so I looked, and yeah, I agreed, because leaves are starting to fall. But it is right in the middle. Then I noticed this. The cap is off the bubbles. And earlier today, we went away, we came home at around 11-ish. And everything was the same. So it was still on there. So at some point they came and they took that off. So that makes me think possibly they did this too. Because it is right in the middle, just like on the front porch. So that's cool. And also this door was open and the back garage door was open. So I've looked, I didn't see anything else at the moment. So I think that's it for now. I don't remember seeing this last time I was out here either. That kind of looks like a glyph. Can't be sure though. But it is right there in front of the living room windows. There's a little bird feather. Pretty sure that's just from a bird. That's interesting. Not sure about that either. That looks like one of those animal type deals that they are always making lately. See, this one's separate. Separate. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then those ones. If that's a glyph, that's a really cool one. Okay, yeah, I don't remember seeing this when I walked around earlier. The more I'm looking at this, the more I think it is a glyph, because they have been doing this animal looking thing, either making them or using those in a glyph. I'll look back and see if I can find more of those shapes. Okay, that's all one piece. And if you look at this, this one is laid over top of those two. And this is on top of that one. Not sure if these have anything to do with it. Quite interesting though. And I just showed this one to Jim too. And he said that he can guarantee that was not there yesterday when he came home from work. And I didn't see it yesterday. And like I said, I didn't see it earlier today either. So anyways, that's in line with it. I just showed you the house. The windows are there. the porch is. And if you look this way, it lines up with that over there, which there's been something else that was pointing that way before that was right here. Okay, I'm going to continue around the house, see if there's anything else. So I thought I'd check Jim's truck and looked in the bed and saw this. It is a stick. It's been stuck under the tire. Jim said that tire does not move around when he's driving. And that is sticking up like it was put there under the tire. I wonder what this stuff means. Okay, I'll let you know if I find anything else. Okay, something else that I just noticed when looking at this, at the picture, is that this stick and this stick are lined up exactly the same angle. And this is part of this stick. This is not. That's a separate stick. And then you got this that like encloses that. I find that so intriguing. It's Tuesday, September 10th, 7:51 a.m. The only thing I see today is actually on the railing, and this is the first time anything's been messed with on this railing in a long time. But it's just something very, very slight. As you know, if you watch my channel very regularly, I keep these lined up. At least if they're in this configuration, that is. And just the two yellow ones are slightly moved off center. And at first I was thinking, oh, a bird or chipmunk or something maybe did it. But after I thought about it for a few minutes, I'm thinking they had to be moved together and just slightly. So I'm thinking it was probably them. And that's really awesome because, like I said, it's been a long time. Well, no, actually, the cap on the bubbles was off. So that was the first time in a long time. So that's really cool. It's Thursday, September 12th, 4:57 p.m. Okay, I was taking a nap, and the grandkids came for a little visit, so I got up. Jim got me up, said they were here, and he said there was something on the trash can whenever he brought the cat litter out, and he didn't throw it away till I could get up and see it. So he told me that as he woke me up. So now about no more than a half hour, I would say, before Jim got home, and he gets home about 20:03, I threw a bag of trash in the trash can. So I know for sure this was not here then. And it is I don't know what it is. Hold on a second. Well, it's in that spot, that hole where they put stuff. In fact, you can see the hole down in there if you look. So I'm going to check it and see what it is. Just a second. Okay, it says vxb.com, on the bottom, and on the top is a, must be like a serial number. It's 608, I think, RS, or 60BRS maybe. Anyway, I'm not sure what it is. I bet you Jim will know. Neat. Looks like some sort of like washer bearing type of deal or something. I don't know. I'm gonna tell him thanks. Oh, Braxton threw the ball and it went in there into the grass. So I don't know if I'm gonna leave it in there and see if they'll get it out and put it back. See if it went behind. See what a nice little cubby hole this is for him to hide and watch and stuff. Oh, there's the basketball right there. Okay. Maybe I'll have Jim get it. Or we might leave it there and see if they put it back. Hey guys! Did you bring me a present? A gift? Thank you. That's so nice. I love it. That's so nice. Very cool. It moves. Turns. That's really neat. I like it. So apparently the main gifting station is the trash can now. I wonder if I'm dealing with a different one now. It's very possible. So Jim said this is a bearing from something. And he said he thought maybe it was a magnet. So did I when I first looked at it. But he didn't touch it or nothing. But I told him if it was a magnet, it probably would have been on something metal. So Jim just punched the number in, and it is a bearing. It says for any product using skate wheels. And the first place that we looked said, I found it said a sealed scooter bearing. So apparently there's supposed to be rubber on the other side, but this is obviously an old one. It's rusty. So that's interesting. Probably from some kid's skate or scooter or skateboard or something. Okay, Sunday, September 15th, 7:18 p.m. and I decided to do a little experiment. I took everything off the railing and I made a little station around here by the front porch because they've been gifting on the trash can. So apparently they're comfortable enough to come here, so I thought maybe they would be comfortable here. So I know they've been to the porch a few times, but we'll see if they like this better because there's not so much light. So I put that toy out here for the first time. This has been out, it was out a couple of years ago. It makes that crunchy sound, and it's got baby animals with the names. And I might put this out with the letters later on. When I was moving this stuff, I noticed that the two magnets were gone. So my son was just here and he brought Braxton and they went fishing down at the pond. And I asked Braxton the last time he was here, did he see him? Did he know where they were? He said he took them home. So they're at his house. So my son said he would try to find them and bring them back. If not, I'll probably have to try to find another set. So I put these in a circle of friendship. So anyways, I just want to see what'll happen with this. It might hate it. Who knows? I'll probably end up putting everything back on the railing. That's usually what happens. But something really, really interesting happened while my son and Braxton, Bo is my son's name, while Bo and Braxton were down at the pond fishing. So I'll tell you about that in a minute. Okay, so Bo and Braxton were here and they went down fishing. And when they came back up, he said, tell them what he told you. Well, tell them what he told you.
He just said that it was like the whole time they were down there, he could feel that something was watching them. I can't remember his exact words.
He said, he just told me that you always feel like you're being watched down there.
But then he told me, he said it was like the fish were biting. He says it was like after they caught the last fish, it was like somebody said, that's it, you've caught enough fish. And he said you could just feel the aura change.
And the fish quit biting.
Yes.
And then a rock came rolling down the hill.
I don't know when the rock came in.
Yeah, he just told me that a rock came rolling down the hill then. And so he decided it was time to leave. So as they were walking up, they were about halfway up the hill, and Braxton said, did you hear that? Something's following us. And what did Bo say? Oh yeah?
So well,
Walk
that's
faster.
good. That's good. Hurry up. Let's go.
Walk faster.
Then he told me later on, he says, every time I'm down in there, he says, a rock gets thrown at me.
Yeah. So that's really weird, though, that it's just like they decided, that's enough fish for you. Time to leave. You could just feel it.
That's what he said. He said it was done. Time to go.
Yeah. And then while they were down there, Mason, Jim's son, came, and his girlfriend, and 2 dogs, and they were up here romping around in the yard.
So it was a stressful night for
the
Bigfoot.
Yeah. And then I decided to move their gifting station, so poor things.
This ought to be good.
All right, well, we just went, we wanted to tell, too, that not real long ago, is what, last month or something, a family came and was fishing down there, and it got dark.
A buddy of mine.
And tell what he said.
It's been so long, that's hard for me to remember it. They didn't have a campfire, and it was night. And he said that there was a skunky smell, but not a skunky smell.
Not a skunk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The whole time.
Mm-hmm.
And he says he kept hearing people talking, but inaudibly. He couldn't tell what they were saying.
Yeah. Off in the brush.
Yeah.
And did he say he heard something moving, too?
The whole time they were down there, he says they could hear something moving around them, but he just figured it was the skunk.
But
I've never explained to him what goes on here, so...
Yeah, but if I remember right, didn't he say that it freaked him out when they heard talking and decided to leave? I remember you saying that. After they heard the mumbling and stuff, they were like, okay, that's a little creepy.
Right.
Time to go. So anyways, yeah, that's a couple things that's happened, well, today, and just, I don't know, was that back in July that happened?
I'll say a month ago, but I don't know when that would put it at.
Yeah, somewhere around there. It was the day that the Fox Hat Yo, the next morning, the Y was turned upside down. And what else happened?
I don't remember that.
Something back here was, the Y stick was out of the hosta. Yeah, that was that same day. So, okay. We just thought that was really interesting. You guys might want to know. It's Monday, September 16th, 11:46 a.m. And I'm down in the woods. I haven't been down here in a while. But I just needed to get in the woods. So anyways, I'm here at this spot that has, the pond is right down there. That's where my son was fishing yesterday with his little boy. And this spot has been marked extensively by the Bigfoot with all different things, sticks stuck in the ground, arches on both sides, just all kinds of stuff. I think there was an X, I don't know, just countless. But anyways, when I first started down here, instead of going that way, which I usually do, I went down the hill, around that way, and back down. But on the way down there, I saw this stick leaning right here against that one, and I kind of wrote it off as probably natural, and it may be. But then when I came back up here and I started up this path, I found this little X right here. And that also could be natural, and it probably is, but I find it very peculiar that it's right in the center of the path that goes up there, where there have been countless markings, breaks, and sticks stuck in the ground, and T's, and just, you name it, it's been up there. So, a leaner there, that one, and this possible ground X. So that's the first thing that I've seen that merits documenting. But, so I went ahead, right beside it right there is a Y, made of 2 sticks. Also probably natural because, I don't know, the cows are down here a lot. But anyhow, I'll continue on, see if we find anything else. Okay, that X was right down there. I just up the path, I stopped to look at this. And I'm saying natural on it, but iffy, a little questionable. And then, right up above it, I saw this. And it is a stick in the ground, but it's not in real far. So that's also questionable to me. But since it's right above that, adds a little more weight to it, and it being right up from that X. So, I mean, that's an X on, it almost looks like a asterisk almost, not quite. I think I'll take a picture of it just to be sure. So I went back down there and took pictures of the X and the leaner, possible leaner X. On my way back up through, I noticed this. And on my first time up through, I didn't pay much attention to it. But since I'm finding other things, it does look a little suspicious. Because it's broken, and it's got this one coming down parallel to this one. So it's a little iffy, but it's just down from that other thing that I just showed you up there that kind of looked like an asterisk, but not quite. So, it's 3 pieces. This looks like it was once that, but it's bent at a 90-degree angle, and that's matching this one, so I find that a little peculiar. Okay, let's see what else. Okay, here's this thing. and the stick in the ground. So I'm going to take pictures of that and then move on. Okay, I'm on the very uppermost path inside of the west area, and the black heat signature that Rick and I saw was right up in there and headed that way towards me. Our house is up that way. Sitting here, I'm just walking up out of the woods, and I noticed that break, and I really just thought probably deer. Maybe a buck or something. But I'll let you look at it. I don't know. I'm not real good about stuff like that, like bucks and everything. There's another one that way. So I was going to pass it up completely and not record it. But then I walked up on this right above it. That's another X. And you see how it's positioned? I mean, it could be natural. And actually, there's a little X right beside it. But it's laying so that you can see this. See, this stick comes and it comes down right here. Is it showing it? Yeah, right here. And then this stick that's laying on top of it has two keeping it up so that it's crossing it. So that's kind of interesting. It's right up above that break with a little tiny X right beside it. Oof, gotta get up. Oh, I got all kinds of gear on me. Okay. So, anyways, there's that. Continuing on. And actually, I know the cows come up in here, but I'm not seeing any fresh sign of them. Came back to take pictures of these breaks and that X over there. And I don't know, I didn't notice this before, but there's a break here, and this one's twisted around. And there's also a break right there. Now, like I said, I don't know if a buck would do that or not. I'll have to ask Jim. You know, bucks don't make X's. It is Tuesday, September 17th, 8:40 a.m. Okay, I've been out here for a while checking things out, and I've got something very interesting to tell you. This has apparently been a success. I came out and was looking over the railing to see if anything happened. It didn't strike me at first, but then I realized that two dolls are moved. Hold on a second, I'm going to show you the picture that I have of how I left it. Okay, this is how I left everything from a couple days ago whenever I moved this over. As you can see, my doll is in the circle. All the Bigfoots are in a circle. Now, my doll and one Bigfoot doll is moved. Okay? Get a good look. My doll and one Bigfoot doll. It's the Bigfoot doll actually that would be exactly opposite me in the circle. So my doll and this doll, which is a young male but not like a kid, be more of a teenager or between teenager and adult type, is how I thought of it when I was making it. So it's taken out of the circle and it's put at the corner, and my doll, which was directly across from it, is over here. And they are lined up. The two dolls taken out of the circle are lined up exactly the same. Except his is on the corner and mine's over here. My phone's going nuts. Hold on a second here. Okay, I silenced my phone. Alright, so yes, they are taken out of the circle and lined up. Makes you wonder why. Why are they lined up, and why they're both taken out of the circle. They're singled out, that's for sure. I'm just thinking. I'm thinking as I'm talking. I don't know, it's blowing my mind a little. Now, as you know, yesterday I was down in the woods. And when I was down there, I was singing again. I sang to him. Who knows if, I don't know, I just thought I'd throw that in there. But I did go to the woods yesterday. So anyways, I'm going to think about this some more. Maybe I'll have more to say in a little bit. Oh, I do have more to say in a little bit. I called Jim and asked him a couple questions, and he had a story for me. This morning at 5:30, he came out to throw the trash away, and I don't know where he was. I'm going to talk to him after a bit when he gets home from work, so you'll get the whole story from him. But apparently, when he was coming out, he saw something run from the water pump area to over here by the propane tank area. It was on all fours, but it was, he said in his mind he thought cat, but a really, really large cat. And it was gray or white all over. I'll let him tell you, but that sounds really strange to me. So we'll see what he thinks. He tells us about that. But there is something else around the side of the house. After I found the dolls, I continued around here to do my rounds, and I got around to the side here, and I've been, instead of turning the corner, going over and looking at the garden, which is kind of where I was heading today. So I got right here, and I actually stepped on this large rock. There's my hand beside it. I stepped on it before I saw it. Was not there yesterday, but it's so in my path that I stepped on it. So where did that come from? And why is it there? Is it a gift? Is it a marker? I'm not sure. I think if it was a gift, it'd be over by the porches or the trash can or something like that. So I'm starting to think maybe it's a marker, but I don't know. Definitely where I would find it, because I stepped on it. before I saw it, which is crazy to me. That's how in my path, that's how in my path that it was. So, I think that's everything, and I'm going to, like I said, I'll talk to Jim, and that'll probably be next, unless something else comes up. So I'm going to walk around a little bit more and look at things. So I do want to say one more thing. I definitely feel like one of them is communicating something to me here. It's just deciphering what. So that'll give you guys something to think about too. Very, very interesting. One more thing about the rock. If it's a marker, not only was it directly in my path, I mean where they put it, but it's right at the corner of the house. And if you remember, not very long ago, there was a stick here. There was an airplane. There was a stick here that was leaned on the hosta stems. That's why I left these two here. They're not taken off. That seemed to mark the corner. And then the other Y stick was over here, and I took it inside because the hostas are dying. But this was definitely marked before. Plus, a long time ago, I found at the corners of the house little trident sticks, about this big, at each corner. So, that's pretty interesting. That's pretty interesting too. Okay, one thought that's occurring to me right now is that the two dolls, or the two members of the circle, are removed from the circle and separated by the circle. Or if you put it in actual reality terms, the Bigfoot and me are separated by the other Bigfoots and humans. That's just a thought that has occurred to me. So, also, after I had finished up my video, I decided to talk to them about that and explain it. I pointed to the stuff, walked around, talked about the rock, how much I loved it all, and I was coming back around because I forgot to take photos of everything, and well, I had taken photos of the rock, but I was coming around to get the dolls. As I was rounding the corner of the house, or the garage, I got a whiff of skunky smell. Just very faint and brief, but I mean, I wasn't thinking about it or anything. It just hit me. So, don't know if that was my imagination or if I actually did get a whiff of that. So, anyhow. Okay. Okay, Jim's home from work and he's going to tell us what happened this morning. Okay, what'd you see, Jim? What happened?
5:30. Still dark, real dark. I took the trash out from down there.
Okay.
Put it in a trash can that was there. When I opened the door and opened the lid, I saw something out of the corner of my eye.
Oh, you came out that door?
Yeah.
I thought you came out the front. Okay.
No, came out that door there.
All right.
And opened the lid to put it in. And out the corner of my eye, I saw something running from here.
From the... Was it at the pump?
I couldn't tell. I just caught it out of the corner of my eye. It came from that way.
Okay, and it ran...
It ran to the right side of the propane tank down there.
Okay.
And it looked like a white or gray cat, but huge.
A really big cat.
Really, really big cat. And it ran like when a cat is stalking something and is all squatted down and takes those really big, fast steps.
Yes.
That's what it was doing.
You know that Bigfoots have been seen down close to the ground on all fours. Like that. Could it, if it, let's say it was a Bigfoot and not, and you know, what else would it be?
I don't know.
Well, let's say it was a Bigfoot. So it was all gray or white, you said, right?
Yeah. It was hard to tell though because I had the light on behind me too, so that made it even darker out here.
Mm-hmm. About how big?
About the size of my German Shepherd.
That's pretty big for a cat.
Well, I know.
It wasn't, you would say it's not a coyote.
No. Just it didn't run like a coyote would. It ran like a cat. Real low to the ground.
How about a bobcat?
It was bigger than a bobcat.
Wow. I'd say it's a pretty good possibility that it was a juvenile Bigfoot then. You know, we just found the print of the one back that's 7 inches.
I don't know what it was.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, Jim was just telling me a few more details. He didn't see a tail. But he said he thought if it was a cat, maybe it had it between its legs or something because it was running low and whatever. He also told me that it put him back in the house pretty quick. And what, you say you went calling it from the front first? From this door? From the front door? He went to the front door and because he thought it was a cat and he was saying, "Here, kitty, kitty, kitty," you know, trying to get it to come. And then you went to the door where you took the garbage out?
No, to the back.
Oh, off the back porch. And he was calling it. When did you hear the...
When I came back out, after I kissed you and got my bucket and stuff to leave, and I went out and as I was leaving, called for the cat again.
Uh-huh. And then you heard what? Like a tree frog sound?
What I thought it was, but yep.
Twice. You called, it did that sound. And then you called again and it did it again. Okay, that's interesting. Another thing Jim just told me was, see, this is Tuesday, Sunday, when Mason and his girlfriend were here, we gave them our old grill and we got a different one. So it was sitting over here by the tree and it had a couple rocks on the bottom part that I had put there. Well, Mason put those on his bumper and then Jim took them, whenever they loaded it, took them off the bumper and put them on the hood of his truck because his truck was Mason's truck was sitting right here. So they were right there. Neither one of us moved them and they were gone. It was two good-sized rocks. They were, let's say this is my other hand or something, about that size. That's the edge. About that thick. And no, we didn't move them. Nobody else did either. Nobody's been here. And I don't see them anywhere. I don't know what they did with them. Well, the rock that not in there. The rock that is in the yard, I don't think that's one of them. It's a new one over here at the corner of the house. I wonder what they did with those rocks. They're pretty good sized. I have to see if I have any pictures or anything of those rocks. Let's see if they come over here. one more place I want to check. Over here I put rocks that I didn't want to use anymore in this pile. No, don't think it's there. I just thought, well, those are pretty nice rocks. Go ahead and take those. I don't know what they were thinking, but they're not there. They're gone. So Jim and I have a theory about the two rocks. Remember when they left him sticks and bark and stuff on the hood of his truck? Well, maybe they thought that we or he was gifting them the two rocks, so they took them. So I was showing this to Jim and explaining it, and the way I explained it to him I want to repeat, because I told him how they were taken out of the circle and that one's facing this way and that one's facing this way, but they're directly in line with each other. So it's like they're connected, but separated. So what I'm saying is, they're lined up so perfectly, it's like there's a connection. But they're both outside of the circle and are separated. And what's separating them is Bigfoot and humans. So it's like they're connected but separate. If that makes any sense. It's like they have a connection but they have to remain separate. We got 3 does just chilling in the yard back here. There's one standing up, 2 laying down. Jim saw 2 8-point bucks out here eating apples not too long ago. Crab apples. And I saw a buck and a doe. It's Wednesday, September 18th, 7:56 a.m. I've already checked everything, and the only thing that I saw this morning was that gorilla with the blanket that always sits up on the swing is on the porch. I asked Jim if he did it, and he said no, and he didn't see it when he left for work. So it never, ever, ever is off of here unless like one of the kids takes it off. I mean, it doesn't seem to ever fall or anything, so they must have done it. And that's it.